National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, Pune. Written by Madan Mohan Tarun, read by Madan Mohan Tarun. A dedicated journey through the passage of time. I have passed through more than 24 misty winters, bright and hot summers, roaring cloudy days of rainy season, and colorful blooming spring at the National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, Pune, Maharashtra, India. As an academic officer, with my best of contributions to the cadets training in various capacities, time to time. I had joined this academy when my children were in schools. When I left it, some of their children had already visited the academy. My stay at academy carries festivals of colorful memories which I still share with my colleagues of those days and my children's children. I am fully satisfied for using youthful days of my life in the service of this great institution. I well understand not only I myself have contributed to the academy academically, but the academy has also played an important role in molding me and my family members in a methodically well organized way of life, which was not possible anywhere else. Basically, I am a product of NDA. NDA is a pilgrimage of discipline, strength, enthusiasm, and victory. National Defence Academy is the mother of all three armed forces: Army, Navy, and Air of India, which takes full responsibility of protection of the country from the external attacks of the enemies. Here, a cadet coming from a crude civilian background turns into a well trained officer of the armed forces in 3 years of rigorous and fully cared training. Academy is committed to produce officers as graduates certified by the Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, in their respective faculties and well equipped with the skill for the further higher training in their respective services. Academy carries out these great responsibilities with the help of civilian academic officers selected by the Union Public Service Commission, Delhi, and the senior officers from Army, Navy, and Air Forces under the full control of the Commandant, a highly senior officer of the armed forces. The need of Joint Services Academy to train future officers of armed forces was the product of the experience of the two world wars. Basically, this was the vision of Lord Mountbatten. Its field work was provided by Field Marshal Sir Claude J. Auchinleck. He with his team after extensive study of various military academies around the world, submitted the recommendations to the government in 1946. The Sudanese government offered a donation of £100,000 of for building a worthy war memorial in recognition of supreme sacrifices of the Indian troops in the liberation of Sudan during the World War II. The name of Sudan block of the Academy is the reflection of the same honor. Sudan. After independence of India in 1946, the idea of Academy of Joint Services was carried on. It was first implemented as the product of an interim junior inter-service wing at the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun. Later, it resulted in a permanent war academy at Khadakwasla, Pune, known as National Defence Academy. Its first foundation stone was laid by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, on 6th October 1949. Its grand construction took about 6 years and was first inaugurated on 16th January 1955 by Morarji Desai, the then Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Major General Inayat Habibullah was the first commandant of the Academy. Vision of NDA. The Academy aims the following. The National Defence Academy will continue to be the premier joint training institution and center of excellence in the world for producing junior leaders for the Indian Armed Forces and armed forces of friendly foreign countries, equipped with the mental, moral, and physical attributes required to cope with the challenges of the future battlefield and capable of leading troops to victory in conventional, non-conventional, and a symmetrical conflict. The Academy. The National Defence Academy is located at Khadakwasla at the distance of 24 kilometers from Pune. Railway station in Maharashtra. State buses run from the Pune railway station and from Deccan Gymkhana to NDA very frequently. Visitors are allowed to see the academy with a few restrictions. When you start moving inside the academy after clearing security formalities on the Kondwa gate, you find yourself passing through totally a new loka with well-maintained roads with healthy trees, standing both sides with shining leaves, high standard of cleanliness, and totally a howl-free atmosphere. You see the Ashoka pillar with an image of a lion on its top. It gives you message of peace and strength and As you proceed a bit more ahead, you get the view of the glory of the deep brown colored huge dome of Sudan block, the main administrative building of the academy known as Sudan block. The majestic Sudan block architecture wise is a symbol of beauty and strength. It is topped by a huge imposing dome. The superb exterior design of the Sudan block is artistically based on arches, grand pillars, and verandas. It, its walls carry gold rimmed portraits. This is a three-storied building constructed with Jodhpur red sandstone. The academy as whole is ruled and run by the commandant from his office at the top floor of this block. The ground floor has the principal's office. He is the in charge of academic training of the cadets. Each academic department has learned officers selected by UPSC to impart academic training to the cadets in their respective subjects. Departments run under the supervision of head of the department. Cadets pass out from the academy with graduation degrees awarded by Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi. First floor runs the important office of administration, which cares almost everything needed to run the daily needs of the academy. Sudan block has more than 100 rooms in which academic subjects are taught. NDA has a separate block known as science block for teaching science subjects. Science block is named as Rakesh Sharma block after the name of squadron leader Rakesh Sharma, who was the first Indian to fly into space in 1984. He stayed there for 8 days with other two Soviet cosmonauts. There is a huge clock placed on the top of the block which controls the daily routine of the academy by producing deep audible sound as per timing fixed. Cadets of Astronomy Club study the activities of the planet and stars taking place on the sky through the powerful telescope fixed there. NDA has a separate huge library building equipped with thousands of books and reading materials with enough of a space, providing peaceful atmosphere at work on related subjects. It is named as Vyas Library in respect of the first principal, Mr. Vyas. Squadrons and battalions. A cadet is allotted a squadron at the moment he joins the academy. It becomes almost his caring home by all means for the next 3 years. These squadrons constitute 4 battalions. Each squadron is commanded by a major or equivalent and battalions by a colonel equivalent. Military training. Cadets are exposed to specialized service training. In their 6th term, required a commissioned officer in their respective services. This responsibility goes to Army Training Team, Naval Training Team, and the Air Force Training Team. Army Training Team under a senior Army Battalion Commander teaches cadets tactics and basic operations of war involving patrolling, ambush, and map reading. Naval Training Team under a senior naval battalion commander trains cadets in sailing at Peacock Way involving boat handling, windsurfing, rowing, and other related skills. The academy is fully equipped with all the facilities for cadets' naval training. Air Force Training Team under a senior Air Force battalion commander imparts practical training of gliding. AFTT of the academy is fully equipped to provide required launches to each Air Force cadet before he joins the Air Force Academy. Sports and games are given due importance in training of cadets. Major sports covering their training here involve hockey, football, boxing, cricket, tennis, yachting, rowing, squash, sailing, basketball, volleyball, handball, etc. Equitation training. The academy has its own stable with number of hybrid horses to teach cadets riding polo and show jumping. This training comes under equitation training team. Academy has veterinary hospital to look after the horses. Other activities. Cadets are also exposed to several other activities through the several hobby clubs, which includes rock climbing, trekking, model making, nature study, music, photography, painting, and several other hobbies. Talks and seminars, quiz competitions, drama, debate, and watching Hindi and English films help in creating them as a complete officer. Habibullah Hall is the central place for all the cultural activities. It is named in the respect of Major General Inayat Habibullah, the first commandant of the academy. Cycles. Deep brown colored cycles play a very important role in 3 years stay of cadets at the academy. This is the only vehicle of their conveyance which takes them everywhere, from squadrons to Sudan block, to the science block, and to their places of training as per their routine. You will find hundreds of cycles running together between the gaps of two classes from one block to the other one. Their hands go straight on the handles as they find some officer passing by as a symbol of courtesy to them. Punishments. Cadets are punished time to time by their seniors and officers, even for their slightest mistakes. Punishment is also a part of their training to make them perfect by all means. You can find cadets running and sweating on the road or in the playgrounds, carrying heavy bags on their back as a part of punishment. Hut of Remembrance. Cadets pay homage to soldiers and officers of the armed forces for their supreme sacrifices at the Hut of Remembrance. Drill and Passing Out Parade. Parade ground is the place where cadets sweat hard to achieve the height of a standard of discipline, endurance, steadiness, pride, obedience, and eloquence. Their training at NDA is concluded with a glorious show of their passing out parade in the presence of thousands of dignitaries and their parents and guardians. Cadets salute the Academy last time after enjoying a glorious dinner at Cadets' Mess with the invited dignitaries and their parents and guardians. Academy heads Academy leads a family life headed by Commandant and Mrs. Commandant. Everybody cares each other in the sun and shadow both. Hundreds of people attached with the Academy in various ways live together and care each other with their smiling exchanges of greetings. Ladies get full opportunity to exhibit their abilities in the Ladies Club headed by Mrs. Commandant. Children also get due recognition by the Academy for their achievements. A special children's film show is run in the Academy Hall every week. Schools organize their cultural show. Their children are allowed to learn horse riding, swimming, and other facilities available there. Academy has its own big military hospital open for treatment of all its residents. There is a bench of state there is a bank there is a branch of State Bank of India here. Canteens care their day-to-day needs at subsidized rate. Gold market plays important role in the life of its residents. The NDA is a compact culture and civilization in itself. Madan Mohan Tarun.